Hi, Kerry Grinkmeyer with Best of U.S. Homes. In the past, I've talked to you about choosing who you want to work with. I call it my most wanted list. As you may know, I prefer to work in the high-end market, and there's really two reasons. One, these are people who make decisions and make them quickly, and because they've been successful, they seem to understand how to work in business better. And I kind of like the pay to work level ratio on $1 million home much more than on a $100,000 home. So that's where I choose to work. Um, it means I don't have to have as many things going on at any one given time. And so I've been working diligently on trying to figure out how to better communicate with the people that I want to do business with. And as you may have seen, I've gotten pretty heavy into video. So what I'm doing now is every day I sit down the first thing in the morning and I look at my MLS hot list and I search for expensive homes that the listing has expired. There's several things I know about those people, the expired listings. They want to sell their house. So I want to sell their house. So we're a good match on that regard. They're having difficulty selling their house. And that's probably because it's not being marketed properly. And I'm very heavily into marketing. I use video very heavily. So I got to thinking, how can I communicate with them more effectively what I do? I write them letters. I write them the puzzled letter that I've referred to in some of my videos in the past, puzzled why your house isn't selling. And I thought, well, what I then tell them is they need to present their product, their home, their $1 million home, in the form of excellent professional photography and video. And in my video is usually an 8-minute walkthrough of the house, what I call a walk and talk video. Well, I need to explain that in detail to them. So I decided I was going to cut my most wanted list down to something in the neighborhood of 4 or 5 homes that I really wanted to list and I really thought would benefit from marketing. So what I've done is I've created a video specifically for that homeowner. I know their name. With a little bit of research, I can find out probably what they do for a living. I can pretty much determine what their age is. I might even, if they've got a Facebook page, determine what their interests are. So I build a video, and the first part of the video is speaking directly to them, like I'm speaking to you, except I use their name, I talk about their house, and I talk about how I'm going to market it. And one of the things that I mention is that I use video. I use a walk and talk video. Well, I've got a video of a house here in Mountain Brook for $2 million that we've had over 2,300 viewings of that video. That's comparable to 2,300 showings. Now, I know that not all the people that are looking at the video are potential buyers, but what I've successfully been able to do is to create an awareness of that home. As it turned out, I showed it last week to a gentleman who is going to buy it, and I'm going to get both sides of the $2 million deal. So the video works. He said he had seen it, he had watched it several times, and he wanted to see it. So I'm explaining this in my video to my most wanted list, 5 people, 5 homeowners. I'm relating it to their business. One of them happens to be in customized automobiles. As I tell him on the video, you market to a niche market. Well, that's what you've got to do with your home. You've got $1 million home on a lake. You need to find people who want to live on a lake. Not everybody can, wants to, or most definitely can afford to. So I explain that. I then say, now watch how I market, and I show them the video, the 8-minute video of the house that I referred to in Mountain Brook. And then I have a end part of the video, which is my closing statement. And it's a very brief, if you want to do something different, if you want a real estate agent who is going to market your home effectively using modern techniques, modern photography, modern video, and social media, you need to talk to me. If you want an agent who's going to show up for every showing of your house so as to be able to read the potential buyers and what their likes and their dislikes are, and then to be in a position when we do get into negotiations to have an understanding of how much they want the home. This is what I explain in this video. And then through my research, I find their email address. They're either going to be a doctor or a lawyer or an entrepreneur, and they've got a web page, and they've got an email address. So I email them a letter with a link to their specific video on their property. So I'm sharing this because I think it's genius, to put it mildly. I want you to think about if you were buying a Mercedes and you went to the dealership and you filled out a form and they got your name, your address, and your email address, and within 2 days you got a email that included a video where that salesman spoke directly to you about what he learned about you and your likes and your dislikes and the car that you liked, maybe even included him sitting and standing next to the car that you test drove, what would you think? And what if that video then included a video from the Mercedes company to highlight the value of the car? What would you think? And then what if the video ended with a closing statement and saying, hey, we got some special things going on, give me a call and let's see if we can't put you in this car? What would you think about that? What if a doctor approached you that way? What if a dentist approached you that way? Would that separate them from every other professional that you dealt with? You bet it would. Is it that difficult? No. Is it time consuming? Yes. Does it require some effort on your part? Yes. Does it require a creative mind? You bet it does. And that's why no one else is doing it. So, you want to separate yourself. If you want to become the purple cow in your community, take a little time and find the people you want to work with and then give them a reason to work with you. Okay, that's my latest idea. It's been working. So, I'll keep sharing my genius thoughts with you, and maybe we both can grow to be successful $1 million real estate agents.